So I am heading to a float therapy session today. It is my first time doing one. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while now. So I'm kind of doing a little self-care Sunday is what I'm calling it. Yeah, I'm on my way. So this is just a relaxation type of thing. It is known to allow you to relax, and which obviously has a lot of benefits within itself. So again, it's something I've always wanted to do. I'm a little nervous because what I've seen, they're like these little pods, and I'm like, I don't think I'm claustrophobic. But I remember, I know what you did last summer. I think it was the number 2, where they lock her inside of a tanning bed. And for some reason, that just keeps playing over my head. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm claustrophobic, but there's that. So anyway, I am going to be there in just a couple of minutes, and I will let you guys know how it goes. Now, this is what I wore to go to the float therapy session. This is a comfortable outfit for me. It's something that's not too tight, and it's easy to change out of. Now, when I walked up, this is the first thing that I saw, a very nice setting. It had a beautiful view. It just gives you that experience. Now, when you walk in the front door, there's a case full of crystals. It has a very kind of yoga spiritual vibe, which I think is to be expected. Okay, so I am here, and you literally just float for an hour. So this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can turn this around. Maybe I can't turn it around. So you can see it literally is like a pod. And so I put my bathing suit on. They gave me ear pods or ear plugs. And then once you're done, you take a shower. They have a solution that has peroxide and vinegar basically in the pod itself. So I'm gonna go do this for an hour, which seems like a long time to float, but we'll see. So while you are in the pod, you can listen to music. I used meditation on my phone. There is also a light in the pod. I don't love it. It does flash. It's not my favorite. I will be posting a total review for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so like I said, yesterday was kind of a crazy day. I had some errands to run after I did the float therapy. So I didn't get to come back and kind of give you more details. So that's what we're gonna do now. So basically the float therapy, it's supposed to be able to ease anxiety, allow your muscles to relax. They put you in a solution, which I talked about a little bit, but it's actually peroxide, vinegar, and it is Epsom salt. It's a lot of Epsom salt, just to let you know. I was looking at the pod and I'm like, why does this look like kind of crusted? And then I realized that it's where they pour tons and tons of Epsom salt, and that was like the leftover Epsom salt. So yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. I'll say the first thing when I got into the tub that I noticed, the solution feels so good. Like it feels just really nice on your skin until it dries, because again, it's salt. So, you know, like I was laying there and floating, and I'm like, oh, I love how this feels. So I started putting it on like the top part of my arms that were above the water, that wasn't feeling it. And it felt so good. And then as I laid there and that part dried, I'm like, oh, this does not feel all that great to be laying for the entire hour. So one thing I would definitely recommend is try to either continuously, like in your head, know that you're gonna have to kind of put water on you as it dries, or try to just not put as much water on the parts of your body that's going to be above the water. I even got some of my face in it at one point because I had kind of turned and it like dried up here from the salt, which for me just didn't feel very good when it was sitting there for, you know, 20-30 minutes, because again, you're floating for an hour. One of the things I'll say is that when they put, when they told me you'd be floating for an entire hour, I was like, how am I gonna stay like in this for an hour and be like, you know, focused? And there were times that I was not focused. I just kind of was floating around doing whatever. But I just thought an hour seemed like a really long time. But by the time your mind, especially if you're not someone who can kind of like just go into having your mind kind of still, an hour actually goes by a lot quicker than you would think. Because if you're someone who just constantly is thinking and things are going through your head, or you have a hard time like kind of silencing your mind, then it's going to take some time for you to kind of get to a point where you can just lay there and be, basically. So an hour is not quite as long as what you would think, at least not in my experience. That's how I felt. What else can I tell you guys? It really was a cool experience. With the salt, when I say that it dries, like once it gets wet, and then also when you get out, you do take a shower. I don't know what that was. But when you take a shower, you know, you can rinse all that off and you have body soap and stuff like that. So it's not something that like stays on you even after you take a shower when you get out. It's just while you're in there, it feels kind of like very, your skin starts to feel dry. Like I said, if you're not just kind of being mindful to put some water on the top part of your body that is out of the water. Okay, so another thing I wasn't too sure about was if you were supposed to do this like naked or if you're supposed to wear a bathing suit. So I have looked it up since because I wasn't really told one way or another. But apparently it is something that most people do naked. It is a private experience. You're in your own room with your own pod in your own bathroom. So therefore you can, I wore a bathing suit because I didn't know. I just kind of assumed like you wore a bathing suit, but they drain it out in between and they clean it and sanitize it before putting the water back in it for the next client. So you can essentially, if you want to, go naked, but it's not required. Again, it's a personal experience. You can kind of do it however you want, to be honest. They do provide you with earplugs where I went to. They are like these, they're almost mushy and they form to your ear. Although I did not feel water in my ear, there was definitely salt in my ear. And that's another thing. When your body dries, there's going to be salt on you, like the actual salt. So I'm not sure how the salt was getting into my ears because I felt like I had a tight fit on them. But this ear has been kind of popping a little bit since yesterday. So that's one of the other things. Like, and to me, I've used peroxide in my ears growing up. That's what my mom did. And so it just sounds like that, which makes sense because there's peroxide in the water. So I was told, as far as things that you need, is that you bring 2 towels and a washcloth. Definitely bring 2 towels. I'm like, why do I need 2? Why can't I just use 1? But when you get out of the tub and that salt is on you and you like rinse off, or before you get to rinse off, I'm sorry, the towel that you use to get out is going to have that salt on it too. So it's definitely a good idea to have 2, one for when you get out and then one for when you actually take your shower afterwards, and use that towel. I wouldn't want to use the same towel that I just had the salt on. You bring a washcloth so that you can wash in the shower. The place that I went to provided you with body wash and shampoo. I would definitely, next time going, or recommend if someone goes, to take other things that you would use when you get out of the shower, just like your lotion, your face moisturizer. I took a body oil that I use. So anything like that, hair conditioning, if you use hair conditioner in your hair, I would definitely take that because they do give you the shampoo but not a conditioner. that's it for the most part, I want to say. You guys can leave if you have any questions down in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. I actually got this off of Groupon, and I got 2 visits, so I'll be going next time. I will not be taking pictures for you guys next time because my phone also had salt all over it, all over the screen, all over my phone case. So yeah, I will be putting it in a bag and leaving it there next time and not taking it out until I'm done. Oh, also the pod, it does have a light in it that you can turn on. I thought the light was kind of cool, but it flashes and I didn't like that. That's not relaxing to me. I feel like, are we on like a party pod float thing? So I just didn't care for the flashing light. If it had been solid, maybe. And they do have where you can play music. So I didn't use the music. I had my phone and I listened to meditation. So overall, like I said, it was a good experience. I definitely will do it again. If you haven't done it, then I suggest you do. If you have done it, what was your experience? And if you've never even heard of it, tell me what you think about it now. All right, bye you guys. Hey guys, so I had to add this into the video. One of the things I forgot to tell you about the float therapy: hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drink water before you go. Drink and have like a bottle of water with you when you're there. It's not something that was recommended or that I was told that I needed to do, or that I don't know if everyone experiences the same thing that I experienced, but afterwards I did not feel like I could drink enough water. And I don't know if it's because of the salt, and I assume it's because of the salt, but of course I'm not exactly 100%, but definitely hydrate. Last tip, just had to tell you guys that because yeah, I drank like 32-ounce thing of water when I got out of there. So, all right, that's it. Bye, y'all.